So we're going to wait a little bit to get some people come in. This is not a normal time I would do a video, but this is the time that I have. So we're going to see how much people are not as busy on a Saturday night, other than me. So it's Saturday night. Oh, right. This is the weekend before Christmas. This is tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't. I forgot about that. I did. Forgot this is Christmas Eve weekend. So I might be able to do this without. Without. Okay, so um I wanted to share um a video. I wanted to do this video on menopause and how it is affecting so many women. So many. And let me see. Okay, guys. I'm gonna do a video on menopause and perimenopause, not the normal thing that people talk about. I'm gonna talk about how any woman between the ages of 35 and older should be listening to this. And hopefully, when it is fully recorded, you can share with your friends. And and how it affects your mood. So this is a personal situation that I can talk on. Just recently, well, no, let's start the introduction correctly. My name is Marisa Anglade, and here to give you the tea on everything healthy. Recently, this year, I had not felt like myself. I literally felt like, lack of a better word, like I was going crazy. Um, it was high anxiety, and I didn't pay attention to the depression part, but it was definitely high anxiety. Like I just didn't feel right. And it started March of this year. And I had just turned 46. I mean, literally, it was the day of my birthday. I was out with my husband and I just didn't feel right. And we were supposed to go, we had just eaten and we were supposed to go somewhere else. And he said, "Do you want to go to this spot?" And I'm like, "Nah, I just want to go home." And when we got home, all I want to do is to go to sleep. I think that's what I want to do. I want to go to sleep. But all that I know is just I was not feeling like my normal self. And I didn't really pay attention. I just knew that I wasn't feeling right. So that same month, we got another child, and my anxiety levels went through the roof. But I forgot to mention, I was having hot flashes that month too. So again, I'm not paying attention. I'm just, okay, I have hot flashes. I got another child. I'm not feeling right. All happened in the same month. So I didn't pinpoint the dots to what was going on. But my anxiety level that month was like high. I mean, to the point where I was fatigued. If I stood for about a couple of minutes, I just needed to go sit down or lay down. I just wasn't feeling right. It was so high that I thought something was going wrong with me, that to the point where I felt like I was dying. I told my husband, I know it's extreme, but now I know how this lady felt when I was in my 20s, who said when she was going through perimenopause, she thought she was dying. It didn't make sense, but that's how I felt to my husband. I feel like I'm dying. And I knew that lady got emotional because she told her daughter the same thing I told my husband. I feel like something's wrong with me. I feel like I'm dying. Again, did not pinpoint what was going on with me. And I felt like maybe a nervous breakdown was happening too. Maybe it was a nervous breakdown. That was in all March, April, May. It started to go down. And then I got two more kids, and my anxiety went up again. Like I was like in survival mode. I was just going, not paying attention to me. But it was just not right. And so I treated the hot flashes. I got the hot flashes gone because I said I can't have four kids and hot flashes at the same time. Like, God, something has to give. And so I treated the hot flashes, but I never felt normal. And fast forward to not make this long, I was speaking to a friend of mine who has a health issue, and she said, I think I need to see a therapist. And I always thought she needed to see a therapist. And I said, yes, you should see a therapist. But then the light bulb hit. Wait a minute, Maricia, you should see a therapist. And so I contacted my sister, who's a therapist, and she provided me a couple of names of people that, no, she provided me a name of someone that was a therapist that deals mainly with women, self care, and mothers and wives, but just women, period. So I saw her 2 weeks ago, and she said to me, as I was telling her, I had high anxiety. I'm not feeling normal. And I think it's because I have more kids and they triggered something, maybe. I'm not sure. But I never had this issue until March when I started to have one child and then something in and two more. But I forgot to tell about the hot flashes. But what she said to me is, Maricia, are you going through perimenopause or menopause? I'm like, yeah, ever since COVID, my cycle started to change, but I still get my periods, but not as frequently as before. So yes, I'm heading towards perimenopause. And she said, Marisa, all that you're explaining to me sounds like symptoms of menopause or perimenopause with the mood part. And I'm like, oh, are you serious? That's what I'm going through? Like it's the emotional part. Like, so most people think of perimenopause and menopause of just hot flashes because that's usually what people talk about. They do mention mood swings, but they don't go into detail of the anxiety, depression, or feeling like you're about to lose your mind or go crazy. That's what it kind of feel like. Like I'm something not right. But when she said that, it clicked that the hot flashes happened the same time I got my foster child, and then added more children to the mix, just created more stress for me. And so all this time from March up until 2 weeks ago, I had not feel normal. It was not a good time. But anyway, I was still surviving because I can move like most women. Most of us as women, especially if your what your personality or temperament is, you're gonna keep doing. You're gonna be survival mode. It's fight or flight. I'm gonna be the fighter. I'm gonna fight. I'm on survival mode. I gotta take care of the kids. I gotta take care of the house. So all of these things were happening, and I'm taking care of everybody, but wasn't taking care of me. And all of it was showing in my body. I'm treating the symptoms. I'm treating the rash on my back because of it. I'm treating the hot flash, but I never focused on the mental part of it. Here I'm feeling crazy, about to lose my cotton picking mind. Don't know why I'm having anxiety attacks, palpitations, or crying. I never thought it was connected to that. So here we are. I find out that this is what I'm going through. I had already been doing some research to simplify treating fibroids. I'm getting ready to do a master class for fibroids and how women can less things that women have to purchase to treat fibroids. And I'm like, I remember looking up this supplement that had almost everything on there. So I'm going to show you because this video is not going to be long, just to get the information out there. I have this information that I was going to prepare with my fibroid masterclass. And this is a supplement called Female Balance. When I tell you, I took this and just within the day, it was already working. I had been like in just fight mode, just trying to survive. That how I was dealing with the kids didn't make me look like the best mom. And like they were taken care of, they get to play outside, but I think like everything, I just wasn't present. And so that day when I got this from Amazon, I took two. Now, I don't recommend taking two. I just did that. So make sure you speak to your medical provider, like I gotta say, before you do anything. But my anxiety level and stress level was at 10. It was at 10. Like, it don't get higher than that. And so I took two because I knew I needed it. But you're supposed to take one for each meal, like one before each meal, after each meal, one 3 times a day. I was on two each time. And so I took it, and my one of the things my therapist told me was I need to do deep breathing, which, yeah, when you're not taking things that you know and you're not taking care of yourself or focusing yourself, goes out the window. And so that day when I got the supplement, I started taking it, and I felt my anxiety level just going up, just going up. And I took the pills. The kids were playing inside, in and out, what have you. I had to stop them from doing some things that they shouldn't be doing. But when we got inside, it was like almost evening time. They were playing in the room. My anxiety levels up. I found something to watch. I'm doing deep breathings, like a whistle, like you're about to whistle, breathe in and breathe out, and then holding it and then exhale. I'm doing that throughout the day. I'm sitting down, which I don't do. I don't sit down because I'm a mover. And so she told me you have to sit. So I sat. And then I'm making their evening snack. And then something say, go check on the kids. I go check on the kids. They match the mattress in the boys' room, all four of them in there. 2, 4, 4, and 5. That's their age. And the mattress is on the floor, using as one of them, two of them are using it as a trampoline. The other two is doing something, but that room is upside down. I mean, upside down. My abnormal self, not in my right space, would have been like, and you do this and get it, just like that. That's my abnormal self, because that's not my normal self, because I wasn't feeling normal. I went in that room after taking this, and this is what I said to the kids. I said, why'd y'all do that? Why did y'all do that? And then I said, after y'all done, make sure y'all clean up. And I walked myself right back to that kitchen, sat down, watched something funny. Now, what person would tell these children, all four of them, 2, 4, 4, and 5, that had the room upside down using the bed as a trampoline, would tell them when you're done, then clean up? No, you would have told them to stop. No, I didn't do that. I want to go sit down, do my deep breathing in and out, trying to bring the anxiety level down, and then watch something funny. When they came out that room, I said to them, do y'all clean up? They said, oh no. And they went back to clean up. They said, Mommy, we done. I said, okay, go clean up the girls' room. They went in there, cleaned up. Mommy, we done. Then after that, I told them, okay, go get your pajamas, get ready for bed, or ready for your snack before you go to bed. They went to go get their pajamas in. They got their pajamas on, and then I gave them their snack, and I'm still just doing the deep breathing because the anxiety level was like, it was like trying to come down. After they ate, they brushed their teeth. I put them all to bed, kissed, prayed for every last one of them, and they went to bed. They cleaned up that room. I'm like, they cleaned up this room for real. Now the bed mattress wasn't on point. They didn't put the sheets on point, but the room was clean. And so after they went to bed, I went to my bed, continued to watch the funny series that I was watching just so I could laugh, and I fell asleep. My husband came home, woke me up because he realized I was still in my clothes. And then he said, he woke me up, and I was telling him what the kids did. And I'm laughing. I'm laughing. When I'm saying that because I felt like I haven't laughed in a while. I was just on survival mode. I hadn't laughed, like really genuinely laughed. And so I'm telling him what the kids did, and I'm laughing. I said, Ralph, I'm laughing. I am laughing. Because that was like, whoa. That was that day. The next morning, after we had our morning routine, washed up, brushed teeth, had breakfast, cleaned up, I played some music, and we were dancing in the living room, just dancing. And Brittany, you said kids are being kids. I think I think where I was, I couldn't see that. I couldn't see that. It was just like I had been in survival mode. Like I couldn't realize, my brain could not realize they're just being kids. I just, at that point, I just couldn't see it that way. But after I took those supplements, I'm like on a different headspace. And so the supplements, I'm going to talk about the supplements and I'm going to talk about menopause and we're going to close it up. But if you're in your 30s, mid 30s and older, you have to know about this because every woman is going to experience perimenopause, menopause, where your cycle is on its way out. Every woman. And every woman needs to know all the things that come with menopause that is not talked about. All the things that come with perimenopause before you hit menopause that is not talked about. And so I'm going to touch on that and I'm going to touch on the supplement. And the supplement is not expensive. It is like $14, $15. And there's two kinds that I'm going to bring to y'all. I'm taking one, but I'm going to also talk about the other. So you have a choice between the two. But perimenopause and menopause does come with other sicknesses that people don't realize is connected with it. And we're talking about hormonal imbalance, right? And so the common ascribed symptoms for menopause is with the heart cardiovascular system is palpitations. So I was feeling a lot of that. And that's connected with anxiety attack. You'll feel a palpitations in your heart, like your heart is racing. With hormonal imbalance or perimenopause. High blood pressure is connected to that. Most women are getting high blood pressure in their older years, but everybody think it's because their diet is bad. It's not just that. We're talking about a hormonal balance that can make your blood pressure go up. The other thing was the hot flashes. That's what I had, was the hot flashes. And that's what most people talk about. That's what most women know about, is mainly the hot flashes. There's other stuff that affects women as well. Now, the muscle part of it is the aches and the pain. So I had a friend I was talking to today that she was having, I forgot what part of her body she was having a lot of pain. And somebody told her, hey, you might be experiencing symptoms of perimenopause or menopause. She was not sure about that. And that's why I'm educating women now that some of the pains you might be experiencing if you're going through menopause or perimenopause might be connected with that. The other thing is osteoporosis, and which is issues with the bones as you get older. And that's also so that means there's vitamins that you're supposed to already be taking had you known that this can affect your bones before you get to perimenopause. What vitamins is that? Is vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium. Making sure you have foods that have those vitamins in it if you're not doing supplements. But if women are not educated, hey, these are the things that may happen to you as you get older, not because you're older, but because of perimenopause and menopause. Does that make sense? And so if women knew that all these things that can transpire, they would be proactive. Okay. Vaginal dryness. Okay, I skipped. Okay, irregular bleeding is what comes with menopause and perimenopause. You have your period 1 month, you may not have it next month. It might be a little bit this month, or it might be longer the next month. And so that's irregular bleeding during your cycle. Next one is decrease in libido, like you don't have a sex drive. You just don't feel like you want to have any relations with your partner. I believe that is connected with the vaginal dryness. So that's another symptom of perimenopause and menopause, is vaginal dryness. I talk about that in my blog on sheiswhole.org, how you can remedy vaginal dryness. But if your vagina is dry, ain't nobody want to do anything. Like, it's painful. So I think it's also connected with that, outside of just not wanting to do it. Okay. But there are herbs that help increase your libido as well. Now, the next one is we talk dryness of skin and wrinkling of the skin. I know there's probably a couple of videos that I did recently that look like I just aged. And that was connected to where my hormones were just out of whack. That was around that time. I felt like I was getting older. I look a little better now, but I'm talking about like I just look like I just and I was telling my husband that too. I said, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I've aged. I feel like I've aged." And I'm thinking that it was only the stress of having 4 children now. Um, and not knowing that it was really my hormones during the perimenopause time. Well, I'm still going through, but meaning that how high the emotions and the mood swings of my hormones were going through that time. And just taking these supplements, I see a difference even on how I look outside of how I feel. Okay. So dryness of the skin and wrinkling of the skin was my issue. We know we got to get wrinkles, but when it's coming quicker than it's supposed to because of something else, then we want to fix that. Okay, last one for the thing that comes with perimenopause and menopause is nausea. This is all on my website. Nausea, dizziness, mood changes. That's irritability. I was irritable. Depression, insomnia. I didn't have the insomnia, but numbness and tingling of the fingers or toes. So we talked about all of that. Some of these things are mentioned on my website about that. But here's the thing that is the kicker. That this is what makes me want to cry. There's a new research, and I'm going to have to look that up so I could put it up on my website. That women from 30s, mid 30s, and about 50 something there are more women between that age group that are contemplating or committing suicide. Now that really is experiencing perimenopause and menopause. Now this is just I'm sharing with you guys. During that time that I was like not feeling like I was normal, I told my husband, I see how people can want to run away. Like your mind and your mind is just not right, and you're so stressed and you're having anxiety and you're not feeling normal, and then you have all this responsibility. I could connect it with the ADD. There's symptoms of ADD that might connect with the perimenopause and menopause, but not feeling normal that was menopause and that was menopause or perimenopause. And so I told my husband I could see where people want to run away. Now, there was no thoughts of suicide, but I recently spoke to a girlfriend of mine who is experiencing the same thing. She had thoughts of suicide. There was things transpiring in her life that would make anybody stress, but to where she contemplated suicide and was not feeling normal or right in her mind and having anxiety attacks, that's perimenopause. That's what she was going through. Perimenopause. We're the same age. She's just 3 months older than me. And so this is why this is serious. I'm taking it serious because of my own personal experience, but talking to other women, she didn't know that it's connected to that. I told her what you experience is connected to perimenopause and menopause, not that just you're just crazy. And so now there's a new thing. I shouldn't say new, but there are more women contemplating suicide between the ages of where people experience menopause and perimenopause. And so how do you remedy that? How do you get your mind right? How do you get your mind right and feeling normal again? If you know someone or if you're experiencing these things that I'm telling you. And it's good to get your hormone check with your doctor to see where your hormone levels are as well. That is a good thing to do, to get that check. But what I did was I took, and I'm not endorsed by this, I'm just sharing what I did. I wish I was endorsed. I wish there was endorsed of me, but no free supplements, no endorsements. I'm just sharing with you what helped me through that emotional mood swing spot that I was going through with hormonal imbalance with perimenopause and menopause. Now this I took for the mood swings I was going through and not feeling right in my head. That only helped with menopause because it's balanced your hormones. Anybody experiencing PCOS, fibroids, any female related health issues, this can help. And these are the herbs that it has in here. And these, a lot of the herbs is what I recommend for fibroids. And this is, but because fibroids is also connected with hormonal imbalance, that's why this would help. But wild yam helps with fibroids, but it also helps balancing your hormones. Chase tree was one of the main tea that you would take for fibroids. It has it in there. Vitex Chase tree. This is in the supplement here. Female Balance by Now. Get the word out. Dong Quai. This also can also help with your sex hormones as well. Vitamin B6. All your B vitamins can help balance stress. So your supplements for that has all the B vitamins is very good to intake. Ginger root, black cohosh, which help with the symptoms of menopause. Your folate. This is a vitamin that most women would take, especially if they're going through the prenatals. This is one that will help with getting pregnant, but this doesn't mean you're gonna get pregnant if you take these pills. So please. Also, the last thing that I want to put out there, this is what to help with the balance of the mind. It's natural. It's called, well, how it's listed is 5-MTHF. And what it's good for is anxiety, depression, bipolar, anything that's dealing with the brain. So it also has neurologic, cognitive. It's for neurologic, why am I listening? Anyway, female health related issues. So it helps with all the female health related issues, also dealing with the mind. That's what's in here. What I would add separate that you can do is alfalfa herb to make teas, because it has a lot of the vitamins in there. And the other one I would recommend is your flaxseed oil, or your coconut MCT oil, which helps with the brain as well. And that's it. That's all that I took. Now, this is the other supplement. This is another brand. I had got both. I don't know why I did, but I think I was looking at both. One came earlier, one didn't. The difference in this one, that this one has soybean. If you're allergic to soy, then you wouldn't take, but soybean is also good for balancing the hormone. I just don't recommend tofu, but if you're getting the soybean and getting it naturally from the soybean, then that's good. That's it. But it has a lot of the same vitamins, except minus a couple. And those are, what's in here is vitamin D3. This one has vitamin D, the other one doesn't. Okay. So remember, I mentioned vitamin D, calcium, magnesium. Those are vitamins that you want to have. This one has vitamin D. It has vitamin B2 and vitamin B6. So this lists more of the vitamin Bs in here. It has magnesium, which is also important. Lemon balm and red clover and soybeans are the one this has that the other does not have. And that's the difference between the two, but this worked as fine. If you would like to take another supplement that has all the B vitamins, that would be good too. But this is what helped me to get my mind right and feeling normal again. Now, is this something that you want to be on for the rest of your life? I probably more likely would take it for 3 months and then gradually wean myself off of it, but making sure I'm taking care of my body, mind, and soul, spirit, whatever you want to use, to make sure that I don't have to use it. But if I do, I just go back and take it on there. And that's how I would try to wean myself off, by decreasing from 3 to 1 to 2 after taking it for 3 months. And so that's the information I wanted to share with you today on perimenopause and menopause. That just touching the surface of it. But letting all your friends know, especially if they're sharing with you, they're not feeling right, they're not feeling normal, they're not feeling like they're their right self. There is help out there, and better to get their help. They just to help you to think things through. Other than that, lifestyle changes help, making you doing the deep breathing breathing in and out, like I talked about, taking time to sit down, meditating on God's word, just meditating on promises, thinking about things that make you happy, just taking time to take care of yourself. Exercise is definitely important. Getting those certain vitamins, like the vitamin D, is very, very important. Those are just simple things that you can do. And sleeping on time, making sure you have regular time of sleeping and waking up and eating as well. And I'll share more things on my website. Make sure to subscribe to sheiswhole.org for more information on menopause and perimenopause and how you can get your mind right. Until next time, thank you for listening in on this day. Bye bye.